I'm TopKnotstitcher. Welcome back. Happy Mania. We're going to jump right into it because we have so much to talk about. I can't even believe it. It is over halfway through May. Today's the 18th, right? And I'm coming at you with, I don't actually know if I started the 18th. No. Coming at you with 17 starts. And I'll show you the one I'm going to start next. Whoever thought that I would be successful with Maynia? Because I didn't. So we'll get into that. I've actually been doing Maynia more or less. There are some days where I've skipped a day, but then the next day I start two things to keep up the momentum, because if I skipped 2 days, I would just stop altogether, and I want to keep going. We're going to talk about Maynia. We're going to talk about the fact that I'm now running a little Etsy shop. And that kind of just like happened since we last talked, when I had a little pop-up Instagram shop. And then I was like, you know what? This is great. I want to share these moons more easily, more broadly. So I added them to my Etsy store, and it's very fun, and I'm loving it. So more on that. I'll show you what's new. I recently went to the annual book sale at my library, and it's the best book sale in the world because every book is 50 cents. And then the last hour of the sale, they do a bag sale, so you pay $5 for a grocery bag, and then you just fill it with books. So it's my favorite day of the year, my favorite weekend of the year, because I go both Saturday and Sunday, and I usually go like a third time. So I make several trips. This year I broke my record, and I walked away with 58 books. So I'll share a few of those. I think I'm going to make a separate video and just run through all of them because I don't remember what's in here. And I know some of you will enjoy that, and if you don't, then skip it and go watch somebody stitch instead. That's cool. But for those of you who love books and find my ramblings at least mildly entertaining, that'll be coming to you. Oh, James here. Almost. He was just sleeping in my closet. Let's see if he'll come hang out with us. Baby. He'll be here eventually. Let's see. Those are the big things. I have a lot of new starts. Some magical stitches. Things I'll talk about. Oh, there is one big thing. I have to kind of hurry. So it's a very gross, rainy, gray day outside, but strangely we still have excellent lighting, so I had to, hop on while I had the chance. And then I also did finish up because tonight I am going into San Francisco to see Hamilton, which I was fortunate enough to get. I bought tickets when my sister visited. It was like her Christmas and birthday present. I brought her out to San Francisco, and we went to go see Hamilton, and it was amazing. But the Hamilton shows do that. I hope that you know this. If there's a Hamilton tour near you, they do a lottery. So every day they have 10 tickets that are up for grabs for $10. And there's an app, and you can enter. It's usually like 2 days before, you can enter for a show, and then the next day, so like today's show, or like the show today is on Saturday. On Thursday I entered, and then yesterday morning I won. And then the show is tonight. So you have to, have to be able to plan ahead enough and be able to cancel your plans should you win. And I've entered the majority of times that it was possible. Does that make any sense? I've entered most days since it opened in San Francisco in like February or March. They've recently extended through the end of this year, so who knows? Maybe I'll get to go again. I've been entering every day. I entered it a lot when they were last touring near us, and I've known a handful of people who have gone through the lottery, and so I knew it could happen, like it's one of those things like, I don't know if I believe that. But there I was at work, and I pulled up my phone, and it's like a daily reminder that we're lucky to be alive, and, we can be grateful for that when you get that daily notification that you didn't win. It's just like a daily grounding moment in my life. But yesterday I pulled up my phone and I just was like kind of mindlessly, open it up to get rid of the little badge. And instead of the little X on the screen saying, sorry, maybe next time, it said winner, and it was gold, and it was beautiful, and I bought 2 tickets, and I paid $20, and I get to go see Hamilton tonight. Ah! So I thank you for sharing in my joy in this moment and letting me share that story with you. I'm like still in disbelief. I've been lucky enough to see it twice. It's absolutely amazing, and if you get the chance, please go see it. I cannot even. I feel like it's a wonderful gift from the universe. It's my birthday month. I unfortunately can't take Birdie with me because she's got some family visiting this weekend. But I'm able to take another friend who I don't get to see very often because she used to live just down the street, and now she lives kind of far away, and it's always a bummer because she's a wonderful human, and she and I actually had plans for today, and then I called her and I was like, hey, we're going to do something else instead. How do you feel about Hamilton? And I didn't actually say that because I knew that she loves Hamilton. Anyway, let's stop talking about that because I can't even process it and believe that it's real, and let's talk about stitching because we have so much to get through. Where do you want to start? Should we start with Mania, or let me first show you. Let's start with Mania, and I'll probably go off on some tangents. I hope that sounds okay. What am I saying? Oh, Mania. So I've started 17 things. I even have a list so that we're going to go in order. Isn't that fun? I think all of these I've posted on my Instagram every day or every other day. I've been updating, which I feel great about staying on top of my organization. So some of these we've talked about extensively before, and I've shown them and said, oh, I can't wait to start this. And some of them might be little surprises. Who knows? But first up, so most of these starts I have chosen by using the Tiny Decisions wheel, or sometimes I have 2 different bags of kitted up projects, and sometimes I just take it into Birdie and ask her to pick one. And so some of them she's chosen by looking through them and picking the one that she wants me to start next. And sometimes she'll just kind of reach in and grab one by feel. So that's been a nice mix too, because it makes it a little bit more fun somehow. And I've noticed with the wheel, sometimes something will come up and I'll be like, I don't really want to stitch that. And that sometimes that means get rid of it. I do let myself spin again because sometimes it's I don't want to stitch it because I just started something kind of similar and I don't want to do another one like this, or it's late at night and I'm not going to start something that's on dark fabric or whatever it might be. But all the ones that Birdie picks, I'm just so excited about. So anyway, I picked this because the wheel landed on it. This is Prairie Fairy from 1994, and she's super cute. I got this from the freebie table at StitchCon, and I'm stitching it with my Sisterhood of the Traveling Sweatshirt pal, Mare Bear Stitching, and she's got a different Prairie Fairy design, and then we're going to trade them because we're adorable. But that's what I have so far. It's, a respectable little start. I did not get very far on very many of these. There are a couple that I've been using for magical stitches, extra credit, and homework. So those are the furthest, but everyone else has 50 stitches maybe. Let me actually tell you. This is Prairie Fairy. Oh, this is 100 stitches, which was the homework last week in magical stitches. The Moon is by me. I think there's one of this size and color left in stock right now. But if you're nice, I might sell this one to you. We'll see. Quick aside to say that I have found a new love for this counter app. I previously was using, I do have like a tally clicker. Jam likes to steal it. I was previously just like kind of jotting down notes because I'd have like 2 or 3 projects at a time that I was counting stitches for homework. And that was fine, but now I'm like started a lot of projects, and a lot of these can be used towards the extra credit assignments or the year-long extra credit, so I want to keep track, even if it's just, 25 stitches here and there. And so I found this app that's called Counter, and I don't know how well you can see this, but this is the icon. I think I just searched Tally Counter in the App Store and it came up. It's free, and then I think I paid like $1 or something to get rid of the ads because I was using it so much. It was definitely worth it. But you can add just endless projects, and you can change the background color, which I really enjoy. And then, so let's go to Prairie Fairy, because she's at 0 because I did 100 stitches and then I turned it in, so I set it back to 0. And so you can just use this as your little tally. Boop, 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 boop. You can change it to like add by 10, very handy. I can change the color super easily. Let me show you. Like there's a whole bunch of different colors. So usually I pick a color that like fits the project. So actually for her, I'm going to change it to Ebony Clay because it's a crow. I really, really love it. You can also like add in notes and see like your history on that project, except if you reset it, then you can't. But if you're counting your stitches for any reason, I would totally recommend this. It's very fun. And it just makes me somehow feel a little bit better having like started a bunch of things, but not really feeling like I have any progress on anything. But then I look at this and I'm like, that's like a few thousand stitches that I've done this month. And they don't look like much yet, but like, it's still a big deal. Okay, so that was tangent number 1. Prairie Fairy, love her. On May 2nd, I started this little Plum Street Samplers Olga. And it's a little cat and a little alphabet, and it's so cute. I love this pattern because it's a cat and it's adorable, but also because my mother's name is Olga. So that was really fun. And I did not put in very many stitches on this. I think that it's only like 30. But I have it in one of these fantastic bags. So here's tangent number 2. I found these bags and I fell in love. This is a double pocket vinyl project bag. I love them so much. You can buy them in my shop. You can buy them in my shop, but like I might take all of them out of inventory soon because I just want to keep them all for myself. I love buying the beautiful handmade bags from talented friends. Like I will share some of them with you. But they tend to like take up more room, and I love that this is like super low profile and they stack up really nicely. It's like nice and sturdy. I love it. It's got this little thing which Jam likes to chew on, so it comes with a cat toy. I actually bought some little tags to put names on projects so I can identify them more easily. I haven't done it yet, but someday. I love it so much. The back main pocket is like this frosted, meshy look to it, and then this front pocket is clear. So with some of these, I'll put like the pattern in here facing out so that I can like see the pattern really easily and not lose it. If I take it out, I will lose it just constantly. Or in this case, I have like the thread is in here, or sometimes I'll just put like the current color. I love it so much. So the front pocket's clear. It's wonderful. 2 zippers. What will they think of next? This is what I have so far. See you in the next. And this is a little coin needle minder that I made. This is some sort of euro. I don't actually know. I glued a magnet over the back that would tell us. I'm stitching this on 25 count Lugana, and I'm stitching it 1/1 because I love this design, but I don't love it enough for it to be a big thing. So it's going to be a tiny thing. And this, if you're curious, is bone Lugana, which is just this real nice match for my skin tone. So now I know at least my fabric color. I don't know my DMC skin tone, but I know my fabric skin tone. Anywho, so let me go back on my tangent for a minute. I have in my shop 2 different sizes of these bags. So this is the large one, and it's like 9 by 13 for the main pocket. And then this is the small one, so cute, which is like 9 by 6. And so both have the 2 zippers, or the 2 pockets, and 2 zippers, with the front being clear. This little one is like the perfect size for a half-page chart to fit in the front pocket, where you can like see it while you're working. So usually I have this flipped where you can see the chart, but I just finished homework on it, so I tucked it away. I can't even with these bags. I love them so much. I'm going to stop talking about them for now, but I have many projects in them. Actually, not that many, just a few. So, but we'll talk about them a little bit, because I really, really, really love them. I have them in these 2 different sizes, and they come in 3 different colors. And right now, I think I have all 3 colors. So it's the pink, the white, and then I have one that's purple. And if you love pink, you might also like this little cutie. Ah, can you even? What? How do they think of things like this? This is a teeny, teeny, tiny vinyl project bag. I saw these and I like lost my mind. It's the cutest thing ever. I turned one into a scissor fob. It's super handy if you are a stitcher on the go. I have found this to be a super useful little orc catcher that doesn't take up a lot of space, because like look how nice and slim it is, and helps you find your scissors. And is really lightweight, because I noticed I don't often take my stitching with me, but I picked up a project bag one time and I was like, why is this so heavy? And then I opened it up and I had a lot of unnecessary stuff in there, but I also had my like heaviest scissors and heaviest scissor fob, and I replaced it with this, and it was astonishing. I mean, it was probably like a 4-ounce difference, but it blew my mind. So this is definitely going to be coming with me on all future stitching trips, just because it's so incredibly handy, and it's so incredibly adorable. You can also use it as like a zipper pull if you are so inclined. It has a really nice little loopy loop that you can just go right through a zipper or whatever you want. And then I had one that I had a little tiny pair of scissors. Actually, they're kind of like this size. If you have a little pair of scissors, they can fit inside. So if you're nervous, if you have scissors without a cover and you're nervous about stabbing something and poking holes in your fabric, you could use it as a little scissor case and orc catcher. And it's just the cutest, and I cannot even. So thank you for letting me geek out over vinyl bags for a few minutes. I cannot. But like, I'm sorry, what? The pink bag, I don't think I have a large one on a project. Hold on. It's like Mama Bear, Papa Bear, Baby Bear. I have no chill. I love these so much, and quite honestly, I might be buying them all from myself, because that's how much I love them. So, if you want to check it out in my shop, I have the 3 colors of bags. I have 4 different colors. I have the pink, I have the yellow. This might be, I think there might only be one in stock. I have the yellow. I have this really nice neon green, and then blue. And they're so cute. Okay, now I'll really stop, and we'll move on with our lives. Okay, that was start number 2. 20 minutes, 2 starts. Next up, we have a little design that I showed in my last video. It's a TopKnot Stitcher original. It is Accio cookies, because that's all I'd be using that spell for. And that's what I have so far. Just a nice little couple lengths of thread. I have my Dobby needle minder from Jen at Delicious Threads, and eventually this pattern will say Accio cookies, and I cannot wait. I had a lot of cookies for breakfast today, so I'm really digging this spell right now. It's pretty fantastic. So that's that. Next up, what should come up on my Tiny Decisions wheel but Pepe! Look at him! That's my Pepe from Stitch Shenanigans, and he's on this project because it's Skeleton Mosaic by the wonderful, that's the wrong zipper, the wonderful Arlene Cohen. Let me show you what it's going to look like. I can't. It's hidden. Hold on. Nope. What did I do with the cover page? Oh. What? And she even signed it because she's the best. And this was the start of me enjoying some more Halloween-ish stitching. I picked this up at StitchCon last year at the trunk show. Arlene, are you going to be trunking again this year? Or should I just place my order now for pickup? Because I still need Mary Hogg. Have you all seen Mary Hogg? It's like a really nice, cute little sampler. That was a collaboration between Arlene and McKenna. And there's one other Arlene design that I have my eye on. We'll see. I could also maybe just wait till I'm in New Jersey. Okay. Skeleton Mosaic. I did not get very far on this one. This was another, just time for, one length of thread. But that's what I have, using my Stitch Shenanigans needle minder, of course. And I'm stitching this on upcycled fabric from the Harry Potter class schedule stitch along. So more to come soon. I'm going to be bringing this one to StitchCon with me. I think it's going to be a great retreat piece because it's a really limited color palette. It's only 5 colors. So even though it's a dark fabric, I think it'll be a good, easy project, hopefully. So, loving that. Thank you, Arlene. And love that Pepe gets to hang out on the bag. I didn't put him as a zipper pull on this one, but I've been kind of liking him just hanging out. Anyway, oh, and you can see here, Arlene, I'm showing your pattern. Sorry. This is the chart. In the front pocket, and so I can do it that way, and then I kind of every once in a while take it out and mark off what I've stitched. Okay, let's keep cooking here. Next up, we have Firebird, which is by Gira. I have this pattern in my Russian Nesting Dolls project bag from Jen, Delicious Threads, Delicious Bags. And this is I'm sure I showed this last time. I don't know where the cover page is, but it's a beautiful little phoenix design. It's super colorful and fun. And this one I actually got a good respectable start in. I love it so much. I'm stitching it on, I thought I was going to remember, 32 count Shadow, which is this lovely dark gray. It's kind of got some nice bluish hints to it, and, excuse me, I think it's going to be fabulous. And I also came across at the store this little wall pocket calendar. I used to work in education, and I'm sure I had these in my life for many, many a year without like thinking about it, but it kind of functions like a floss buddy. They're not quite the right size. Somehow this is like 4 across, which I don't know what kind of calendar that is. And they're not like the most secure ever, but I'm just playing around with it and seeing if I like it at all. Because it is super handy to not have like a giant ring of bobbins, because those just, they get all tangled up together. And I guess I probably have enough space too that I could even have like the bobbin in one and then like the length of thread underneath it, like the active, partially, whatever, the strand, extra strands. Anyway, I'm kind of feeling it out. So, you know, just a little plug, get creative. And if I like this enough, then I may actually buy a real floss buddy. Because this definitely looks like it's from the dollar store, which, you know, nothing wrong with that. But I do like it. It folds up really nicely and fits into this bag really nicely. And I'll keep reporting back. But let me know if you've ever tried something like that. Ooh, I am really excited to work on this one again. I could say that about all of these. And I probably will. Okay, next up, this is one that I've made some significant progress on because I have used it for homework and an extra credit assignment. So it has almost, well, I think it has like 1,000 stitches in it right now, and we'll have more. But this is, oh, look at the little snowman. This is Iced Tea by Midnight Stitching. What is it? Oh, yeah, Midnight Stitching. Little snowman in a teacup, iced tea. Oh! So that's what I have so far, and I just need to fill him in, and that will be the rest of the stitches I need for extra credit of something you would find at a winter's ball, and you would definitely find a little coffee and tea service at some point in the evening, and you would definitely, hopefully, find some snowman decorations, because, like, a winter ball, you need some snowmen. So I'm stitching this on a little opalescent fabric that I got on Stash and Load, and I don't know who made it or what color it is, but I really like it for this piece. And that's all I have to say about that. So next up, this is another one I did for homework. I showed you briefly, Bat Moon. This is a little chart by Stone Street Stitchworks that I picked up on the freebie table in Arizona. And that's where I'm at so far. A little spooky haunted house. I've got a few more bats and then just filling in the background. This actually might be a good retreat piece too. Or maybe like a partial retreat piece. Like if I do, I'll finish the bats and then it's just orange and yellow in the background. It's like a geometric pattern, but if I did one of those colors, then I could just fill in. I'm trying to like save up projects that are just filling things in, because that's really handy to have at the retreat, or like we're going to do a Northern California stitching meetup soon. And like that, I definitely don't get any stitching done there, but filling something in, it has potential. Anyway, so that was start number 7, and I made it a whole week, and I was so impressed with myself. And then I kept going, and I was even more impressed with myself. Oh, I will add, so this piece has, I used it for extra credit. One of the assignments this month is to stitch on something that begins with one of the letters in Goblet. So Goblet has a B for Bat Moon. So that was perfect. So I finished that one. So this one probably won't get much attention until June. Unless it fits a homework assignment, obviously. Because Magical Stitches rules my life. Okay, next up, Owl Forest embroidery. McKenna has done it again. She posted, I think it was just last weekend. So if you missed it, just keep an eye on her shop. She's getting more. Don't message her. Don't ask for a waiting list because it's not going to happen. And I'm really sorry. However, I need to share with you the beauty that is the whale. I am keeping it in my bag from Stitch Shenanigans. I have to say, this bag is great because it reminds me of Stitch Shenanigans, but it is no double pocket vinyl bag. It's really disappointing. I expect more next time. So I got the Owl Forest kit. It only comes as a kit, I think. I don't think you can get just the chart of that one. Definitely not from McKenna. And let's be real, you want to get it from McKenna. The threads are just unbelievably gorgeous. They come with these little wooden bobbins, and I haven't finished bobbinating mine, but they're like scrumptious. And then it comes with a 32 count linen, and it's kind of like a buttery yellow deliciousness, and it's really pretty. And they don't give you a ton of margin around it, which just makes me nervous. Plus, it's like, you know, it's like the project of the year, some might say. I don't know if anyone said that, but I'm going to say it now. It's like Owl Forest in general, and this project in particular, are just getting lots of attention. So you kind of like see it and hear about it everywhere, and that makes me like not want to stitch it as much, except that I do, because it's amazing. Oh, I don't have time to respond to this. I actually do want to respond to this. They're all amazing, but I sorry, I might cut that out. I might not. You're here with me anyway, because I've left you in suspense over this wheel. So it comes with yellow fabric. I wanted to mix it up, and then I also wanted to switch it to 40 count and stitch it with one strand instead of two. And I ended up selecting what is my new favorite color and my new favorite thing ever. Oh, it's so pretty. So this is Truffle by Picture This Plus, 40 count. And I got a much bigger piece than I need for this project because, like, have you seen it? It's gorgeous. And that's what I have so far. I stitched one of the motifs, and then I put it away. This is the needle minder that comes in the kit. Whew, I love it. I can't wait to stitch more on it. Story of my life. So, yes, please and thank you. And then I kind of kept up the ocean theme because the next day I started A Haunting Mermaid by Carriage House Samplings. I picked this up on a whim on Stash Unload. I think I was buying another chart from this seller, and I was like, well, if I'm paying for shipping, let me see what else they have. And I was just like, I need this so badly in my life. I don't know why. Because, like, those aren't really my colors. I don't really do mermaids. But if I do mermaids, it's like the creepy kind, like this. I just listened. This was also for an extra credit assignment, but I just listened to The Siren by Kiera Cass, which is like a YA mermaid romance novel. And I didn't love it, but it was a really fun listen. You know, like, I think I gave it like 2 or 3 stars, which for me is not bad. It takes a lot for me to give a book 4 stars and up. Because I want those stars to like mean something. So 3 is like I solidly enjoyed this book and would recommend it to people. 2 is like I was entertained, but I think let's not get into it. I'm not gonna have time to get through all of this stuff. The Siren, Kiera Cass. It's a really fun book. It's about sirens. It's about the ocean. All wonderful, great things. Super fun. I had some issues with it that didn't, limited its goodness, but it's a really great audiobook. And it's just a fun story. And if you need a book about mermaids, I didn't like ask anybody if Siren was okay, because it's essentially a mermaid, but it's never like explicitly a mermaid. But I'm deciding that it's close enough, and if they don't want to give me points for it, that's fine, because it's fake points in a fake game. Anyway, oh look, this is the fabric from my whale. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. So it's got a nice splotchiness to it. And I just put in a couple things of one of the borders. I made this needle minder from an earring that broke. That's what I have so far. And I really like this. The text says, "A hunting mermaid mid the swell and rapture of the summer sea, a siren of elusive spell, born of the womb of mystery." Ooh. So I dig it. That's a nice, well, I just noticed she's like holding a mirror in her hand. That's a nice touch. So I started that. And I'm just using the DMC for now, because I've only put in one color so far, but I might throw in some other shades here or there. Okay, next up, this was a birdie selection, and I am keeping it in my first ever Love You More Studio Co sleeve. I had to figure out what the deal is, because Bendy's always talking about them, and then she was like, "Oh look, there's a bendy sleeve," and I was like, "Oh, that's like really cute and fun." I was like, I'm going to try it for stitching. I don't know how I feel about it, but I do need a travel case for my iPad, so if I don't love it, then I'll use it for that. And let me show you. This is the like regular size. It's not the standard size. I forget what it's called. And I have the iPad mini, so it's perfect for that for me. So that was my backup plan. But I do kind of like it for stitching. I'm still a little bit on the fence. So I have to figure out more of how I feel about it. Anyway, inside, this is a birdie selection because she saw it and she just fell in love with this cute little Pooh and Piglet ornament. I think I got this on eBay for super cheap, and it just made me happy. So picked it up. It's real little. It's going to be like 3x3, and it's just stitched on Ada. And, okay, somehow my needle is stuck. That's what I have so far. Real impressive. It's kind of an intense pattern. And maybe this is just like the nature of things not being charted, logically, like people who like know what they're doing, you know what I mean? It's got a lot of quarter stitches in it, like a lot, but there's only like 6 colors, so that's fine. And I guess that helps keep them from being too boxy, but like it's kind of nice. I think it just makes me nervous that like Jam could pull stuff out of there if he wanted to. He doesn't. He's sleeping right now. Don't worry, he'll make an appearance before we're done. Next, oh my goodness. This is another Owl Forest. I think this one is also sold out at the moment, but I'm sure McKenna's getting more. This is the Sun and Moon sampler. You know me, I love the moon, but like, oh my goodness, yes, I love that. And this just comes as the chart, so I had to figure out my own fabric and floss for it. And I went with like similar colors for most of the floss colors, but I mixed it up a little because I decided to use this stunning green. Oh, it's perfect. Oh my goodness. I don't know what this is. It's a fat quarter of something that I got on eBay. I might have had the color at one point. I don't remember. But I really love it. And it's perfect for this piece. And these are, I'll post my conversion at some point. This is mostly Victorian Motto. And I just kind of pulled out things that looked like the picture. And, yeah, I can't wait. So I did all of this color that's up in the clouds. There's a couple more cloud colors, and then we'll just keep going down. But again, this could be a great retreat piece because I just have to fill in those clouds, more or less. There are other pieces that are more detailed, but I love it. Okay. Let's clean up a little as we go. Okay, next up, another super amazing double zip bag. This is my new unicorn chart that I decided was my unicorn after I had bought it, and it's not really that unicorny. But I stumbled across this, and like I could not buy it fast enough. This is Winter Wonderland Blackbird Designs. It's like an older loose feathers pattern, and not that old, pattern 39, but that feels kind of old. I don't know, I just like, yum. And I had recently acquired the perfect fabric for it, and don't you just love when that happens? Like, they arrived near each other, but I had bought them like completely independently, and they were just perfect. But I'm using Barnwood. It's so yummy. That's my start. I might change that green, I can't decide. It shows up more clearly in person, but it's like one of the border colors, and I just need more information on this piece. And I'm stitching it mostly in my own conversion, but similar colors to what's called for. We'll talk about it when there's more to talk about, but I'm super excited about it. It is gorgeous. Let me just show you briefly, like, it's the perfect, like, wintry but not overly Christmassy kind of a piece, which I appreciate. Okay, that was number 12. So number 13, I love me a moon. Mother Nature, Kathy Barrick. This was a Nashville release. I picked this chart up from Trisha 3 Owl Threads. I'm mixing it up, and I'm using, bam, this gorgeous blue. This blue, I've recalled, was a lovely gift from Corey, the Silent Stitcher. I already talked about this, didn't I? They sent me this fabric and a chart, and I decided to use the fabric for this instead of, oh, that's the bag, if you're interested. That's what I have so far. One bird and one star. I just love these colors. Like, I love them. I'm doing this in my own conversion. There's a lot of like grays and browns and all that, and maybe the actual stuff is more vibrant than the cover image, but I wanted some stuff to pop a little bit more, especially because I'm using this luscious fabric. And so, again, I'll talk about this more when there's more to talk about. And also, I think I showed this to you all. Also, I think I showed you Winter Wonderland already. I'm just repeating myself a lot. But, like, oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So, yes, I can't wait to stitch on that. I wonder how many times is, like, too many times to say that. I don't think there's an answer. No such thing. Ooh. Okay, next up is a little teeny tiny one. A little autumnal stitch. First up, this is a little book cover, like journal cover thing I picked up at the thrift store. It's not supposed to have this binder clip on it, but it's this little pocket, so you can put your book or your notebook, and then it's got like a canvas pocket right there, and it has a zippered pocket on the outside, so you can put like your pens and stuff. And I was like, okay, this isn't really my style. I don't really do polka dots. And they're like, I don't know what their story is, but they're splotchy and not in a good way. But it is neutrals, which I love. And I just was kind of curious of like, what would this be like as a project bag? So I'm finding out. It's very little and only the one zippered pocket, which makes me nervous. So I'm using it for a super tiny project. I have this real cute little alphabet pumpkin ornament pillow, whatever, that I want to say Diana sent me a while back with some goodies. So I really want to finish this because it's real tiny and it's real cute, and then I can bring it to my next retreat and put it on the freebie table and just keep on passing. So I just got a little scrap of linen and some leftover, I think this is Brandy, Gentle Arts, that's a K. We'll get more to it later. But it's kind of nice because I have my project can fit in one side, the pattern can fit in the other side. In this pocket, I have a teeny little pair of scissors. And this pocket's actually like pretty secure, so I feel good about that. But if I didn't, I could move it over to this zippered pocket, which isn't like super deep. It only goes to like here. So that's kind of a drawback. But I've got my floss, and because I didn't want to lose it, I have my needle minder and needle in there. And then because I don't like that it was flopping everywhere, I added the binder clip so that if I wanted to, this could be a really easy grab and take with me project. So, loving it. And then next up, this was also I use this for extra credit, I think for the Imperious Curse, stitch on something that you just like had to stitch, stop doing your tracks. And I bought this from the attic from like McKenna's Last Chance group. She tagged me in a photo, and then I was like, purchase that right now. Yes, please. This is Harry Catter. Oh, so good. It's just a little cat, but it's Harry Potter. He's got his robes. His ears look more like Yoda than a cat, but I don't care. And I almost changed him to orange for Jam, but then I was too lazy to get up to get the right floss color. He's so cute. So that's 500 stitches down on him. I made this little California needle minder, and I got a little floss pack with the chart, so it came with the strands of fancy floss for this, and then the other design in that chart is, it's Snow White, but it's like snow, she's probably in here, Kit White, which is not a good pun. And then I think I promised this chart to somebody, and I don't remember who that was, so if that was you, will you tell me, because I don't mean to forget you. I love him. I'm stitching this on a random piece of linen from my stash. Anybody else in here? I feel like there's a lot going on in here. Oh, this is the heavy scissor fob. Anyway, that was 15. And then I didn't actually start anything. That was the 15th, and I started it on the 15th, and then I did not start anything on the 16th or 17th, and then now the 18th. So I had a little bit of extra catching up to do. So I kind of took a couple days break because I just wanted to stitch on this. I didn't want to have to start anything new, and then I went out last night, and so I didn't really have stitching time. And I didn't want to stitch. I stitched in the morning, but I don't really like starting things in the morning, so I've been doing easier stitching with my coffee. But today I started 2 projects, so that catches me up to yesterday. And then I'm going to probably take a nap before Hamilton because I need to be fully ready to experience it. So maybe later today, but maybe not till tomorrow, I'm going to start 2 more things. Well, at least 1 more thing, but if it's tomorrow, 2 more things. I'll be on track by the end of Sunday. Maybe even ahead, because at this point I'm going to just keep starting until everything is started because it's so nice to have. Anyway, I went to Birdie and I was like, hey, I need to start 3 projects. Tell me what they are. The first one I had already picked out myself, so I'm going to show you my next 4 things. This one I had picked out to start yesterday, and then I just didn't get to it, and then I didn't have time. But this is a little plum cottage. I got this at StitchCon, I think from the Alzheimer's donation table. And I put in a very respectable 12 stitches so far. So we're off to a great start. This tiny, tiny, tiny chart has like 12 colors. And I said, no. So I pulled out my own and I'm doing it in like 5 colors. And I'm much happier. So I have technically started that. And then this one I did slightly more work on today. This was the first Birdie selection. She loves this piece. This is Herb Panel by Thea Governor. Got this at Hobby Lobby last year when they were clearancing out a lot of their kits. And I am loving it. I was kind of dreading it because it's super intense, and I feel like, obviously, like, I've done this kind of stitching plenty in my life, but a lot of my other projects are, like, not like this, where it's a lot of confetti and a lot of backstitching and a lot of detail and, like, 7,000 colors. So I was a little intimidated to start it. And it did take me a long time. They give you floss cards, but they don't, like, loop the threads on. They're just, like they're not secured on the card. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose them all, and Jam's gonna steal them all. So I spent like an hour putting them on the cards where they wouldn't get mixed up and lost. So that was a fun. I feel like I've worked on this project a lot, but I have very little to show for it other than these. And there's like, it's so many colors. This stresses me out so much. The cards also only have the symbols. There's no number, and that makes me nervous. But it's fine. And this was a kit, obviously, and it came with Ada, and I considered switching it out. I actually have like a thing of a big piece of white even weave, but I think that it's such a complicated project. Let's not overcomplicate it. And I've really enjoyed it so far, the 40 stitches that I've put in. So there's one length of thread for one of the leaves. It was really nice to stitch on. So I'm sure I will come to dread this project at some point, but that point is nowhere near yet. And I love stitching on things that Birdie loves, because she's the person in my life who like experiences my stitching firsthand the most, and a lot of it she's like, that's fine, but not my style, whatever. And I'm like, that's fine, you're my best friend, not for stitching reasons. But it's nice when she's excited about a project. So doing that for her, kind of. It's for me. She said she would buy it from me, but I don't want to tell her how much I would charge for something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, and then the other two projects that she picked out, one was, there we go. One of them was like, I hinted that she should pick that one. And then the other one, oh wait, actually I have, oh, he's sleeping on it, whatever. She actually let her sister pick the other one because she has a sister visiting, and so I will show you first what I am super excited to start. Oh, Quaker Gone Haunted! This was a Nashville release by Michelle Inc. Designs. I got my copy from Trisha, 3 Olive Threads. She recently got the floss packs, and I'm not going to take it out of the package, but like, oh yes. I highly recommend that you get the called for colors, because they're like, some of them are super variegated. They're absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait. Totally worth it. I don't know if she has them in stock anymore, but you should check her out. This is the thing, is I just have this like white, off-white linen that I think would look good, but it's not like a cool spooky fabric. But the called for is like Silk Weaver. Silk Weaver's in New Jersey. That's at Arlene's. No, but I want to start it now. So I think the benefit, obviously I can start right now, and I think the colors would pop really nicely, but then it loses some of the like murky, spooky, haunty feely. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. Okay, and then the one that Birdie's sister chose, Matter's Choice. I love me a good monochromatic piece. I have a piece of 40 count Luna fabric by Lakeside Linens that I think is perfect for this. Yes. And then I was kind of going back and forth on color. And I stole this out of a different project that I had plans for, and I was like, this is such a better use, but it's Victorian Motto Deepest Blue. It's not super variegated. It's got just like a touch of it. Actually, maybe not really. Not much of it. I don't know. I don't care. I love it. It's a really beautiful navy, and I'm digging it. It actually looks, I guess the fabric and dark thread looks pretty similar to the model, but I'm excited. So those are two of the next starts, and then we'll just keep going. I have like 15 more. I have enough that I could just keep going every day in May, and we'll see if I do. I also have one new chart, or one new kit from the Owl Forest line. I can't, you know I jumped on this the very moment that I saw it. Those are cats. So I think the technical name of this chart is City of Cats, but I call it Cat Farm because it looks kind of like a farmyard, and it's got kind of this, looks like a little barnish, and that looks kind of like a barn, and look at the sky and the moon, are you kidding? And all of those cats living their best lives on the farm? Like, yes, I'm here for all of it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cats. Yeah, that's my dream life. So I cannot wait to start this. And it's on a really gorgeous, dark brown. Ooh. I don't know what this is. 32 count, I think. I'm digging it. Even if it doesn't give me a lot of margin, I'm going with it because it's perfect. And the colors, there's only 6 colors in, seven colors. I think that's the same for the whale. 7 or 8 colors, but they're so pretty. It comes with a needle minder. This one is hilarious because, I don't know if you can see, but it's the house. Is this how it started? No. It's the house from the piece, and then there's the head of one cat and the tail of another cat. Classic. So that will be a start very, very soon. And that's my mania so far. That's crazy. No wonder it took me an hour to talk about all of that. I want to show you a few of my favorite needle minders that are in or soon to be in stock in my shop. Most of these I think I might only have one right now, but I have more on order. So I want to share with you, obviously there's lots of moons up in there. I'm super excited because I just reread this series, and I have to keep one of these for myself, but a Mockingjay needle minder, yes, I need that in my life because Katniss is queen. If you've never read those books, I highly recommend the audiobooks, and if you've read them but it's been several years because it was a thing a while ago, read them again because they hold up, and it worked out really well for Magical Stitches extra credit. Next up, I have this little haunted house. Oh, it's so cute. And then look at this. I'm branching out. So the back, instead of just a plain magnet, I did this little sparkly dude. Because I have some of these, they're not listed yet. I have some of these in bigger sizes, but they came with these little ones. And I was like, well, I can't really do anything with that. Yes, I can. It's a cute little back. Oh, it's fantastic. So that's exciting. Other thing that's really exciting, even though Game of Thrones this season, what are you even thinking, HBO? I cannot with this. But obviously I will be watching it tomorrow night. And, using my House Stark. Yes. Yes, indeed. It's fantastic. Whew. And then I also have this one, but it doesn't look, it's a 3-headed dragon. Is that a Targaryen thing? Or is it, no, it's definitely a 3-headed dragon. It's not 3 dragons, but you can't really see. I need to look up if this is this doesn't look familiar to me, but I'm a forgetful person. But I have that one. And then I also, I might have showed these last time, but they're actually mindered now. Have these really cool black and white Alice ones that look kind of like chalkboardy and cool. And this is the Cheshire Cat. And he says, Curiouser and Curiouser. And I love them. I love them. Needle minders are my new favorite game. It's so much fun. I've been talking a long time. I need to take a power nap before I go to Hamilton. So we're going to save all the books for a separate video that I'll hopefully do like tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to show you one more thing that's in my shop that I super love. And that is these cute little felt packs. So I put one of these together and was like, oh, I bet other people might really enjoy this. Because I was trying to find the right colors to finish an ornament. I can't show you, it's a secret. And I realized that like a lot of people don't necessarily have access to like rainbow colors. So now you can. So I have like a set of green, a set of red, or like reds and pinks, a set of like reds, yellow, orange, a set of blue, a set of brown, and a set of grays. Because how fun is that? Because like you can probably find green, but can you find this cool light yellow green, or this like mint green, or this Kelly green, or this army green? I don't think so. So I'm loving these little bundles. So those are in my shop. I also have some felt that's like has glitter stars on it. Like you could make the cutest little pieces with that. So check it out if you want. I'm gonna stop not harassing you about it because I'm excited to tell you about it. But you can use the code Flosstube when you check out for 10% off as my gift to you all because I love you all so much. And thank you, as always, thank you for your kind comments and your Instagram messages and your thumbs ups and your subscribes. I can't believe that people want to, talk about stitching with me. But I super love that you do. And I love talking stitching with you. I feel great that I feel like I'm fully like back in full stitching swing. I had several months where I was just busy and I couldn't do it all. And I still can't do it all. I'm sure there are areas of my life I'm neglecting, but you all are not one of them right now. And it just feels really great to be back. And I can't wait to see a lot of you at StitchCon. I will make a book video. No promises on my next stitching video. Hopefully before StitchCon. I'll give you a Maynia recap. Maybe. Thanks for hanging with me. Have a wonderful weekend. Go listen to Hamilton. Go stitch all the things and start all the things. And happy Mania to us all. Oh wait, let me show you Jam. He's here sleeping. So we're going to disturb him. I was afraid of getting him earlier because I didn't want him to think that it was playtime. But this is Jam. He's so sweet. He doesn't like that I disturbed him. I like to hold him like a baby. Let me show you my messy floor. And he, like, loves it. He's just purring. He'll fall asleep like this. He's a little grouchy right now. He's so cute. Ooh. If you buy anything from my shop, it will come with jam fur in some capacity. So if you're allergic to cats, let me know when you order and I'll make sure that it's allergen free. Baby. Okay. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your mania. I will see you all soon. Bye.